Hey everybody, how's it going? It is finally time for the Gimli guide. Big man Gimli, it's time for guide time. If you haven't seen this before and you're wondering if you haven't seen this before, I don't release loads of Commander videos. And if you have seen the guides before, you'll sort of know what the standard sort of setup is. But you know that I don't release these guides unless I sort of know what I'm talking about. I've tried it myself, played it myself. And I rate the commander. I won't do commander guides on crap commanders. So here we are talking about Gimli, therefore I rate him. If you've seen these videos before, we'll cover basics of Gimli. We'll then go on to his equipment, what his sort of best in slot items are. We'll then discuss his skills and what I believe his best build is. And then in the last bit, we'll be relating to the army composition that I use with him, and also then we'll run through some battle reports on how that has turned out for him over the last week of me playing with him. What have I found with him, and how have I found he's done. So that'll be the setup today. I'll be timestamps in the bottom section so you can skip to the bit you want to see. And yeah, I think we'll get on with it. It will be in separate parts. You'll see me sort of fade in and out to make sure I give clear, good information on this guide. So hang around towards the end so you can get the maximum value from this. So talk about the basics of Gimli. Gimli is a big, fat, damage-dealing commander. He is the same as the likes of Aragorn or Legolas, or also likes alerts if you want a comparison versus evil. His focus is dealing as much damage from the commander himself rather than his army. He focuses on his commander damage. His main stat is might. It's 2.38 per level, which is one of the highest might gains in the game for commanders. This means that at higher levels, he will scale really well. He is a brilliant commander, and with his levels, something to take into account here, even at max, I think it is, even at respect 25, so max respect, he still doesn't max out all of his damage skills. Okay, he still is missing, I think it's a few points. Yeah, he's missing a few points to be able to get all of his damage skills maxed. So if you're a whale, you're a big spender, Gimli is a great guy for you because he's one that's going to be annihilating everybody, especially when you're spending the big bucks on him. Also, looking at his Respect 10 weapon. This Respect 10 weapon is, people say it's one of the best R10 items in the game, the Respect items in the game. It's got the highest might stat of anything. It also has a plus attack to dwarf stat. And on top of all that, it gives a 4% damage increase and also pursuit, which means it ignores evasion. The likes of Gilgalad, the likes of Gandalf, who love avoidance, he goes straight through them and straight through that army, including any armies that have those avoidance skills like Sentinels, and in Season 5 lots of them have several avoidances per fight, so he goes straight through them and smacks that army down into the ground. Also, it's a good point to mention on this R10 item, if you want to whale out completely and you want to refine it, refining this item is beneficial. Every refine that you do with Mithril, it will result in an extra 4% damage output. That's pretty insane for a commander that's hit hard already. You'll see people who got this as an R10 item, they will get the refinement on it because they know it does. It's worthwhile. It's worthwhile. It kicks ass. That's everything for the basics. We'll go on to equipment right now. So Gimli equipment, best in slot weapon, armor, helmet and accessory. Well, guess what? Good news for you players that don't understand fully things and it's difficult to get around with all the stats. Really easy with Gimli. You want to focus on might, only might, focus on might. If anything gives defense to units or effects that reduce damage income, so like this of melee vigor, reduce focus damage received, damage output here plus 12%, anything with damage output increase, might increase, etc. like that is a basic rule of what you want to do with Gimli. So if you're new to the game, you haven't got much choice of items, smash might on him as much as possible and you will not be upset with the result. Going through the in particulars though, and one by one, we'll start with weapons. His best in slot is definitely his respect 10 item. I've already talked about it at the start of the video. It is one of the best respect items in the game, and I do recommend you pick this up for him. It is definitely something that is worthwhile wailing out on, because the results will show for it, and I'll show that at the end of the video. Other alternatives is the likes of Axe of Khazad-dûm. Cleave is the best effect on that. You will get massive damage output, especially because its might is only 1 point behind that of his R10 item, and it takes less item to upgrade it to max. Axe of Khazad-dûm would be max right now for me. It is a great item, and I do recommend you doing it, only because I went the R10. I have not maxed the Axe of Khazad-dûm. Other ones, if you want to use some exquisite items, Battle Axe maxed with the first 4 rounds ignoring 30% damage is a great item. And some people do use the Warhammer if you are using Erebor, because you get the increased sort of defense on defense on dwarves, and then it is great as well there. But there is main items. Also one for Hammer of Moria, which you can get obviously from the chests, but again, you've got plenty of items. Anything, like I said before, anything with might, where is it? Hammer of Moria, this one here, defense dwarves with might, any of the effects there that relate to damage output or causing trouble will be good. Onto the armor then. His best in slot, well really, I say this again, his choice is really broad. He has a lot of choice of items on here. I believe some of the besties are quilted armor, high might. It also gets his speed up, which is absolutely brilliant. But the might is great, and also big thing here, focus protection damage. Focus damage received -6%. If you're fighting good and running into Galadriels, this is a great item for you to pick up. It is amazing and will allow you to smash through those Galadriels, no problem at all. If you're fighting evil, you want yourself a superior Hawbork. And what do you want in that? You want the burn damage received. If you're on good and you're struggling to find this item, that's because you can only get it from evil chests. The other way you can get this item is through the tavern tips. So if you're after the tips, the sort of gear that gets through there, you can pick up the superior Hawbork from the trader, the tips. So make sure you're getting at least 1 refreshing per day to try and get those items. Other chest plates that are good, absolutely fine with scale mail, might's okay, defense melee, and also damage reduction. But then you go on to his big items, his golds. Remember guys, unless you're whaling, you're not going to be using these golds. It's best to get exquisites, but you have got a few in here that you'll see people using. Durin's plate is one of the best might, HP and attack for dwarves. You've got some great effects on there as well that are effective. And I believe battle plate, this one as well. The Warborn battle plate, might, defense is also great. Really good as well. But like I said, as long as you're getting might, as long as you get your defense stats, Gimli's a very easy commander to build. On to the helmets. Best in slot for this, I believe, is a Cask of Submerged Isle, and you want the effect called Aegis. Aegis allowed madness and stun immunity. I will show that just so you can see, because it is his best in slot. It's worth me showing it. It's this here. Each for first 4 rounds, 100% chance for stun immunity and madness immunity. It is great. It is worthwhile, and yeah, it is definitely his best in slot. Full helm, however, for the lower paying players, for free to players, full helm's great. Great might stat, and the melee vigor is also great. If you're fighting evil, however, what I would recommend is possibly trying the blinding barrier and running a full army of knights. What you'll end up doing is running into a lot of witch kings. This will mean we reduce the burn damage from those alchemists when you're fighting evil. So against evil, you want full helm with blinding barrier. Against good, you want full helm with the melee vigor. Other items that are great on the helmet is obviously Iron Bassinet, might and defense dwarves. Again, as I said in the rules before, anything with might, anything with defense is going to be great for you. Can't really argue about it. There's loads of options for it. I don't want to run through everything, but might and defense is great. Full Helm, Iron Bassinet are my favourites, and like I said, Cask of Submerged Isle for the whales is great for the Aegis effect. On to the final thing, which is the accessories. You'll find a lot of people not running Fine Smoking Pipe. We have got options of Box of Knowledge. It has an effect that boosts damage for the commander damages, not focus, physical damage. You've got Fine Smoking Pipe here, high focus, high HP, and a damage increase from the commander damage. This again is for paying players. If you are a lower paying player or free to play, Hith Lane is a great item. Might, HP, get some mend as well. It's a great item. There's no problem at all. There is an argument. Someone has suggested using Blitz on Fiddle. It is this one. Blitz first four rounds you get commander and use 100% chance of gaining initiative, so you'll go first each turn. With Gimli, he is very slow, so having those first 4 turns of him going first will actually increase his damage output quite substantially. For me though, the Fine Smoking Pipe is kick-ass, but again, get some might, and any HP, defense, anything like that is great. I love this. Box of Knowledge is also good, and like I said, Hith Lane for the free to play. You think I've missed anything in the items, any special slots? Drop them down in the comment section below. People will. I can't run through every item. Let me know your thoughts if I haven't put anything in there that you recommend. And then now we're going to go on to skills. Talking about skills then, let's talk about them all at first. We have the top of the R1 tree, or R0, what you want to call it, is damage output. The middle R3 tree is damage output. The R5 tree is damage output. It's a huge amount of points. You cannot max him out, even at level 50, even at respect 25. With full and part wisdom, you cannot get this guy maxed on the damage output. Every single respect item increases his damage. Okay, so honestly, do whale out on him. He is great for a whale player. You can see my build here. Okay, do want to talk through every skill, all of its damage output, normal attacks, Durin's Blood, skill damage, whirlwind, all in. Have a read of the skills yourselves. I don't want to go through everything in detail here. What I want to talk about is the important bit on Gimli, which is the turn order. Okay, now with Gimli, you have a skill called All In. You'll see this on other commanders as well. All In works that it reduces, so it does a massive damage, and then it reduces the damage of the next thing that happens. Whether that be a normal attack, whether that be a special skill attack, whatever it is, it reduces the damage output by 50%. Now, this could mean a huge blow to your damage output. What happens with skills is it goes in the order of what you pick it. So if, for example, you picked All In first when you're building Gimli, it means it would pick All In before anything else. Well, what that would say is that actually you want All In further on, so it lands on a skill that doesn't do much damage. There's 2 options. It lands on the normal attack, which can do a small amount, not in this build though. Or the other key thing and what this build does, it lands on heavily wounded. So our order of choosing what to skills we go break defenses as 0.1. We then go into whirlwind as 0.2. All in is 0.3 and heavily wounded is 0.4. And let me demonstrate that to you. Max out Durin's Blood. We get 2 points in Lord of the Glittering Caves. We're going to break defenses. Then we're going to go whirlwind. Then we're going to go all in. And then we're going to land in heavily wounded. And you think, wait a minute, why are you doing that, Godalo? What's the idea behind this? The idea is that heavily wounded only hits for 2 turns per fight. Okay, it hits around 4 and 8. What that means is that you've got to understand, this hits hard if you max it. However, if you get a single point in it, it'll only do a small amount of damage. If this is halved after all in, it means your normal attack that has a plus 60%, and then additionals, it means your normal attack hits damn hard still. Hunt down, I think, should have gone first as well. I've messed that up in the turn order. But hey, it's absolutely fine. It shouldn't be a big problem in this. But your point is, the main thing is you break defense, you whirlwind, all in, then into heavily wounded. That's the biggest part of the build, the most important part. And you can see here, I max out these, then we go into the Lord of Glittering Caves, and I will then go into break defense to bring their defense down even more. I like the normal attacks. The biggest thing with Gimli that lets him down is his second and third turn. His first and second turn, he has no damage output really. He doesn't have any skills that are going off. He doesn't have any big hitters. The only thing he's got is break defenses, and that's in round 2. It's round 3 when he goes berserk with the likes of Whirlwind, etc. That's when he really starts kicking off, and that's when he starts doing mega damage. The normal attacks, however, allow him to start doing that good damage from round 1 instead of the sort of higher into the fight. So that is the key start. The other thing is Lockbearer. If you are running the likes of Lothlorien and running March Wardens, then you can actually put a small stack of Guardians and run March Wardens instead. With the friendly relations, you only need 1 point, not friendly relations, Protect Elves. You'll need 1 point to Protect Elves, and it means all the dwarves will take damage for your March Wardens and allow you to do heavy damage during the fight. I think that's everything with the skill build. Really important, the turn order. You can read the skills in its own time. But like I said before, break defenses, whirlwind, all in, then into heavily wounded, which will stop the heal and then also get the reduced damage, which isn't much because it's only happening 2 turns per fight, and it's on the same terms as all in. If you disagree with the build, let me know what you think. If you've tried it more than me and you've got different results. Some people do max Lord of the Glittering Caves. I found though that I'm experiencing better results with the Experienced Warrior maxed. Let me know what you think, if you like the build or not, and let's go on to the army composition. Now we're going to be talking about army composition for Gimli. Really easy Gimli. He is best with single stack units, ones that have high defense, high HP, and have some kind of damage reduction. The likes of Guardians are great, the likes of Cataphracts are great, and also Guards of the Tower versus Cavalry are brilliant units. I then also like to put in 2 units with evasion. I'm in season 5, which is Tactics Evolved, a little bit of a weird season for a guide for anyone who's watching, has additional skills, etc. I'm going to pretend they're not here, okay? Evasion is the key though. So if you look at the likes of Sentinels, I haven't got any in here. We've got the likes of the Marksmans. So a single unit of these with full evade, 100%. What that means, 1 command of them, means that they take an evasion, then also take a hit and only lose 100 units. They're a squishy unit, they'll take the full blow. If someone's going to do 20,000 damage and they've got 100 HP, it only does 100 damage because they can't lose any more than that 100. So it's great to have 2 little squishy armies in there to be able to take that damage, and you won't lose out on much. So Marksman, also Sentinels have that swiftness skill, and even the level 1s Hunters have the full evade as well. So level 1 Hunters, 1 command will really help. In Season 5, you've got a little bit of a hack. I'm going to run through this dead quickly. You can use the likes of Guardians with the skill of minus 20% taken. You can use a single stack of Guard of the Tower, which means your Guardians then take 20% less. So you can see here how I run it. I get 20% less damage on my Guardians throughout the whole fight, even though Guards of the Tower will die. It's a bit of a hack. Then also Dunedain is able to evade 2 attacks plus absorb another one, so they evade technically taking 3 attacks. The best thing though is the likes of the Cavalier, their third skill, which I will show you. Cavaliers and also Sentinels do it. I'll show you the Sentinel one. He's not elite, so I can't show you the Sentinel one. Cavalier. You can use the likes of Rise Up. This gives 15% damage bonus throughout the fight for all units and commander. One single army unit of them, one single unit of guards of the tower, and then a stack of guardians means the guardians get 20% damage reduced from the guards of the tower, but also your Gimli gets a 15% damage increase from Rise Up. Also, Sentinels do the same skill when they're elite, so you can technically run one Cavalier, one Sentinel army, and then full Guardians. That will mean you get a plus 30% damage output with Gimli. That's pretty much it. Really simple to build him. Let's run through reports. What does everything I tell you result in? These are some reports I've got in here. You can see us. Oh, I'm sorry, Alpha. Let me move myself over before we show any other ones. I'm not re-recording. I haven't got time. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm doing recording a bloody guide because for you guys, I'm delayed on the bloody content and I need to get this out for you. You can see here Gimli versus Galadriel. This is a large Galadriel, big whale Galadriel, and we're doing a great job. Let's carry on smashing through Gandalf. And again, let's have a look. Very good gear, Gandalf. The Whale Dane smashes him to bits. Don't be wrong, that's probably a high respect Dane. And also it's against my Gimli with focus protection on. If I had defense and scale mails and maybe the Hawbork with damage reduction, that might have been a better fight because, yeah, with this what he's doing here, minus 6% damage reduction there. But again, you can see level 50 Galadriel, we're smashing him into next week. Arwen, dead. Gandalf the White, dead. And this is a whale Gandalf the White. We smash him, we trade positive. Theoden's dead, obviously that's not full. We've got here a Gilgalad, really big whale Gilgalad, level 50, and also we haven't got a full stack. Because of our pursuit, we go straight through his evasions, and yeah, we're doing some major damage. Here we are with King of Men, again great result. Dwalin, expired. You get the point, and even the ones tonight, we are smashing them to bits. Let's have a look. Not public, give me mine. Where's Gimli? He's here. Galadriel, see you later. Aragorn, see you later. Respect 10 Aragorn. Good night. Okay, you get the point. Gimli is kick-ass. If you think I've missed anything from this guide, let me know in the comment section below. I will pin people's information that is really key and will help to improve the guide. And I think that I've missed, but I think I've covered everything. If you like the guides, hit the like and subscribe button so I do some more, and I know that you like guides and I should do more of them, and hopefully your Gimli is going to be kicking ass as much as mine, because I have fell in love with him. I hated him until a week ago when everyone was telling me to wail out on him. I did so, and the results are superb. Love him to bits. I hope you guys love your Gimli too. Great commander to invest in, with gear, with respect items, everything. You will not be disappointed, especially when you get the R10 item. Love you all. See you soon. I shall catch you in the next video.